Welcome back to the art room. This week we're going to be doing origami, so grab a sheet of paper and we'll get started. Origami is an ancient Japanese art of folding paper. We don't know exactly how old it is. Some report it to be hundreds of years old, other people thousands of years old. We don't know exactly when it started, but Japan is credited with this art form. It became popular again during the 1950s. There was kind of a resurgence of this folded paper artwork. Today we see origami often used in the sciences of engineering, especially bioengineering, which would be things that doctors might use, and space engineering, things that we use in rocket ships that we send up into space. Also in safety, things that we use in our car like the airbag, uses these techniques of origami to make something small that can fold out into something larger. Now, when I said origami, some of you probably cheered and some of you might have groaned. If you've tried origami before in the past and been a little frustrated by it, give it a try with me today. I have been frustrated by origami myself in the past, and I was determined to make it happen. And guys, this was actually a really fun, simple project. So I think this will work for all of us. So get ready, give it a try. Let me show you a couple of these just really quick. I used a thicker paper for this, something a little bit more like construction paper. If this is your first time, you're not as confident doing origami, you might want to use either notebook paper or copy paper. It was a little easier to fold and bend. So all we need is paper. You might want to grab a pair of scissors. I'm going to use one in just a moment. And you know, the candy is going to have to come later. I'm sorry. But they do work really well for candy. All right, let's push these things out of the way and we'll get started. Okay, so we have our sheet of paper. Mine's a rectangle. Yours is possibly a rectangle too. We need a square for this project, so let me show you how to easily get a square. We're going to take one corner of the paper and we're just going to fold it over till it lines up. Remember, we're going to take our time on this because there's not a lot of steps to it, so you have the space to take your time. So when you look at the corner up here, you want to make sure that you've got a nice pointed edge. You want to make sure that this lines up here, and when you have a straight line, you can press it down all across the line. And then this part here, we don't need. We're just going to cut this off. So I'm going to take my scissors. All right, so we now have a square. But we're going to fold our square into a triangle, so you can just leave it folded like this. Okay, put your point at the top, your straight edge of the triangle on the bottom. All right, the next thing we're going to do is fold a smaller triangle, so side to side here. Make sure that it lines up on the corner here. Make sure it lines up on the corner there. And when it does, then you can press it down. Sometimes the paper is going to try not to fold where you want it to fold, but you get to tell the paper where you want it to go. Don't let the paper boss you around. You tell it where you want it to be. All right, so we can open this up and we see we've got this nice fold line in the middle. We're going to take each side, each corner of our triangle, we're going to fold it towards the middle. So I'm lining up the top again, and then I'm making sure that my edge lines up here, and then I'm putting my crease down. And same for the other side. I'm lining up the top first, then I'm lining up my side here, and then I'm going to fold it down. All right, anytime you need to pause the video and go back, you sure can. You see under here that you have the straight edge, straight bottom of your triangle. We're going to fold the tip down to there. So I kind of have to peek at it to see where it is. Right there. We're going to fold a straight line here. Kind of press it down so it stays well. And then we're going to fold everything on the fold line, right down the middle. Okay. All right, here's going to be the head of our swan. We're just going to pick this up a little. You can decide how high. And then press this part down. And then you can bend out the neck of your bird. So just take the tip of your triangle, bend it down. And these parts open up. This is where the candy can go. Very nice. Oh, you did it. I bet you did it. You created your own origami swan. It'd be fun to make a whole little fleet of them. You might can make them as gifts over break.
If you're ready for another challenge, I'm going to post a bonus video this week. This is a Flexigon. It's made from one sheet of paper, and yet we can get this kind of movement. This reminds me of some of the things that we see in engineering and how they're using origami. Flexigons are a little challenging, so that's why I decided to make this a bonus video, but I encourage you to give it a try. All right, so check out the bonus video if you're interested. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful spring break, and I'll see you back here in the art room.